Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk Riverside Cross Country. Will Davies joining us right now. Well, Will, you decided to go out for cross country season, and you bring home a district championship. Talk about how you got it done.
Well, Coach pushed me hard, very hard this summer. After my first couple meets, I wasn't really in shape yet. So we pushed a little bit harder in practice, and we pushed and worked hard, and eventually all our hard work paid off.
Well, Will, watching you play basketball, you're a wiry guy. You got a lot of energy. Talk about where you get that energy from, because it paid off for you in cross country.
I've always been in pretty good shape. It helps when you have a high motor. Keeps you in games, keeps you in races. You can work a lot harder when you have motivation. I'm very self-motivated. I don't need somebody to motivate me, so it keeps me going on the court and keeps me up in the races.
You must have saw a lot of green in the race on Saturday between Elk Lake and Holy Cross, a lot of those runners. Talk about going against some of the top competition.
It was nice to go against them, guys who could keep up. For the first mile, they pushed me real hard. Second mile, I started to taper off a little bit. And by the third, I had enough motivation and enough push. And I got, finish it out strong and, I did what I could do.
Well, let's talk about how the course went for you. How did you kind of map it out and figure it out and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do?
Well, it was my first time up at Elk Lake, so I didn't really know what to expect. Everybody talked about the hilly course. And, I just went in there open-minded, run my race, do what I do normal, start like a 4, end like a 4, keep my pace, try and keep the lead as long as I can, let the guys behind me push me, and just stay strong.
Talk about that opening pack, because there were a lot of guys around, and I guess you probably just about had the lead, but it seemed to be a pretty tight pack group, huh?
Yeah, I got out fast, and I could hear the footsteps behind me. So you hear those footsteps, you kind of take your mind off of being tired, take your mind off of your legs hurting, and you push through it, and just keep your lead and do what you could do.
Will Davies joining us from Riverside here on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Will, you talked a little bit about basketball. Let's get a little bit more into that sport, because that's something that you're pretty darn good at. And talk about what you're looking forward to as the season approaches. We're already in November now.
We're hoping we came off strong last year. We missed the district championship by a game, so we're hoping we could, get the district championship, maybe win a district and play a few games in the state playoffs. We have a couple of starters returning. We got a nice mix of veterans and young guys, so just have a nice mix to carry into the season, and I think we'll be successful.
Then as we head over into track and field season, tell us about the events you compete at and what you think you could do this year as far as district-wise.
I'm hoping that I could take first in the district, maybe set a record or two, go on the states, medal at states, and just carry all the energy from my senior year track into playing track in college.
Well, let's talk about that college part of it. Tell us about some of the schools in the mix and what you're thinking about studying, and what are you going to decide on, and when you're going to make that decision?
Well, most importantly, in my academics, I need to go to the school that has a high academic profile. So I'm going to major in business, and right now I'm looking at Duquesne University, Rider University, St. Francis in Pennsylvania, and Bucknell.
Well, heck of a student you are. All those schools that you have in the mix, it sounds awesome. How about your family? Talk a little bit about the people in your life that have helped push you along. And of course, you said you are self-motivated, so you have some of that internal stuff going, but I'm sure there's some other people that help guide you along the way.
Well, my mom and my dad are very supportive. They've always pushed me. Both my parents were very athletic in high school, and I've had some good genes passed on to me, and I've been able to carry on that.
How about your friends at Riverside? Talk about some of the relationships you have, whether it's on the basketball court or the ones that you've developed through running.
A lot of the guys, people in the school take sports with running for granted. They don't realize how hard it is. And, you build a nice bond with all the guys on the team. You push through practice together, and, it's nice.
Well, when you talk about some of those things you're looking at, and tell us about, getting to visit some of these colleges you go to. What are some things that you're looking for and things that kind of stand out for you?
One important thing is the coaches, the relationship you build with the coaches. And a lot of the places that you go to, the guys on the team are pretty cool. You get a nice mix, you get a feel of, how everybody operates around here. And when you go on your visits, you get to be in classes and understand how the college day works.
How about the nerves for you coming up for the state meet for cross country? Tell us about what you're expecting for that.
I'm just trying to stay open-minded. I really have nothing to lose in this first year going out there and seeing what I could do. I was trying to medal, keep my faith as long as I can, and see what happens.
Well, I can't recall a first-year runner as a senior going out and winning the district championship, but you're the first guy that I could recall, so congratulations, Will. Heck of an accomplishment, and we wish you well down in Hershey.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Will Davies from Riverside. He's an excellent student athlete, and he's got a lot more to go here in his senior season. Here on the John Mendola Show, we are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.